My team hated me until I changed my approach. I can still feel the weight of their stares burning into me as I stood at the head of the conference room that rainy Tuesday in March 2025. It was my first week as team leader for the marketing department at a mid sized e commerce company in Seattle, and I was 32 years old, freshly promoted after 2 years as a senior strategist. The room was a sterile space, white walls, a long oak table, and a projector casting a flickering glow on the screen behind me. My hands trembled as I clicked through the slides outlining a new campaign strategy I'd spent weeks perfecting. But the silence was deafening. No nods, no questions, just cold, unblinking eyes from the six people I was supposed to lead. I finished my presentation, my voice cracking slightly, and asked, "Any feedback?" The response was a single cutting remark from Jake, the graphic designer. "This feels like it was thrown together last minute." My stomach twisted. I'd never felt so alone. The promotion had come as a surprise. I'd been thriving as a strategist, crafting campaigns that boosted our conversion rates by 12% last year, earning praise from the CEO during a company wide meeting. My manager, Lisa, had called me into her office a month ago, her gray hair pulled back in a tight bun, and said, "We need a new team leader. You're the one." I was flattered, my chest swelling with pride as I imagined leading the team to new heights. But I hadn't anticipated the hostility. My apartment that night was a mess of unpacked moving boxes. I'd relocated from Portland 6 months ago, and I sat on the couch, staring at the rain streaking my window, wondering what I'd gotten myself into. The team was a mix of veterans and newcomers. Jake, with his scruffy beard and sarcastic humor, had been with the company for 5 years. Sarah, the content writer, was quiet but meticulous, her desk always piled with notebooks. Then there was Tom, the data analyst, a wiry guy who muttered under his breath during meetings, and three others, Emma, Priya, and Carlos, who kept to themselves. I'd expected some resistance to a new leader, but not this level of disdain. The next day, I called a brainstorming session, hoping to break the ice. I laid out my vision: aggressive deadlines, structured workflows, a focus on data driven decisions. Tom interrupted, "We've tried that before." "It didn't work." Sarah added, "This feels like micromanagement." The room grew tense, and I felt my face flush. "I'm just trying to get us on track," I said, my voice sharper than I intended. Jake rolled his eyes. "Good luck with that." Over the next 2 weeks, the tension escalated. I set a deadline for a product launch campaign, pushing the team to deliver by Friday. I sent daily check ins, tracked progress with spreadsheets, and hovered during their work hours. The results were disastrous. Sarah missed a key deliverable, blaming my unrealistic timeline. Tom's data report was riddled with errors, and he snapped, "Maybe if you stopped breathing down my neck, I'd focus." Jake flat out refused to revise his design, saying, "I'm not your puppet." By Thursday, the campaign was a mess, and the team's resentment was palpable. I retreated to my office, the glass walls offering no privacy as I watched them whisper among themselves. That night, I lay awake in my bed, the rain tapping against my window, questioning my leadership. Had I misjudged myself? Was I cut out for this? The breaking point came on Friday. Lisa called me into her office, her expression stern. "I've had complaints," she said, sliding a stack of anonymous feedback forms across her desk. "The team says you're authoritarian, inflexible. They're not collaborating, they're resisting." My heart sank. I'd wanted to lead, to prove myself, but instead, I'd alienated everyone. "Give me a chance to fix it," I pleaded, my voice thick. Lisa nodded. "You have 1 week. Show me progress, or we'll need to reconsider." I spent the weekend in a fog, pacing my apartment, the unpacked boxes mocking my chaos. I replayed every interaction, every mistake. I'd been so focused on control, on proving I was a strong leader, that I'd forgotten to listen. Monday morning, I called a team meeting, but this time I approached it differently. I started with an apology. "I've been too rigid," I said, meeting their eyes. "I pushed you too hard, and I'm sorry. I want to hear your ideas. How can we make this work together?" The room was silent at first, but then Sarah spoke, suggesting a more flexible timeline. Tom offered to refine his data process if I gave him space. Jake surprisingly proposed a design tweak that could save time. From that day, I shifted my approach. I held weekly check ins instead of daily ones, giving the team autonomy while offering support. I asked for their input on deadlines, incorporating their feedback into our strategy. It wasn't easy. Old habits died hard, and there were moments of frustration. One Tuesday, Emma missed a deadline, and I felt the urge to reprimand her, but I paused, asked why, and learned she'd been juggling a family emergency. I adjusted her workload, and she thanked me with a rare smile. Slowly, the team began to trust me. By the end of the week, we'd turned the campaign around, delivering a launch that exceeded expectations. 20% higher engagement than our last effort. Lisa praised us in a company email, and for the first time, I felt the team's respect. The transformation continued. Over the next 6 months, our department became the company's top performer, launching 2 more successful campaigns. I was invited to speak at a leadership conference, sharing my journey from failure to success. My apartment, once a symbol of my disarray, became a cozy space with new furniture, a testament to the raise and bonus I earned. I even started a mentorship program, helping other new leaders avoid my early pitfalls. That rainy Tuesday felt like a lifetime ago, but it shaped me into the leader I am today. Looking back, my initial failure taught me a critical lesson. Leadership isn't about control, it's about connection. When someone leads a team, they should listen first, adapt to feedback, and build trust. She turned her team around by admitting her mistakes, seeking input, and giving space while staying supportive. If you're struggling with your team, don't force your way. Open a dialogue, be flexible, and prove you value their contributions. The results might surprise you, and they did for me.